Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Night Live. My name is Abby Taylor and welcome to the month end. Oh my gosh, can you guys believe that it's already the end of October? I feel like I literally just blinked and here we are. But before I introduce you guys to one of our beautiful jewels who's going to be sharing some fabulous material with you guys tonight on duplication, I wanted to share a few encouraging words as you guys are finishing out this month strong. So if you guys know me, I love a good quote. So I have three quick quotes for you guys tonight. The first one is this: starting strong is good, but finishing strong is epic. The second one, what kind of competitor sees the finish line and slows down? And do something today or tonight that your tomorrow self will thank you for. Guys, it doesn't matter where you're sitting right now in your business. If you did hit your goals, if you didn't hit your goals yet this month, the truth here is that you guys have the power to change that. You can take action. You can connect with new people yet this month and share with them about Plexus, about our opportunity. You guys need to be following up, right? All the follow-ups, that's where the fortune is. And especially about our restart with reset. I've had 2 gals today who said, tell me more information, because I'm consistently following up this week. Guys, go on social media, be bold, close this month strong, right? Talk about the business blessings, talk about the product blessings, show proof that what you're doing is working, guys. And then lastly, start thinking about all the people that you can start helping, starting to share as you finish out this month and go into November. These are all things that are within our control, right? We have the power here. You're the one that determines your pace, your speed, your results. Take ownership, right? And remember that any actions you guys are taking now will propel you into the next month, into the end of the year, and actually into the new year as well. So go and finish strong. I know that you guys can. So with that, we are going to focus on duplication tonight. I'd like to introduce you guys. You probably know her, Haley Arnold. She's a stay-at-home mom to 3 girls. She's an emerald. She's leading a successful team of women who are hungry for change in their lives. And she's got fantastic tips to share with you guys tonight about creating business builders. So tune in, listen up, take some good notes. Haley?
All right. Hey, everybody. Thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just jump right in. All right. Okay. Looks like we're good to go. Okay. Duplication is one of my favorite aspects of this business. I love it. I love to talk about it. I love to help others implement it. So I'm just really excited to have y'all here tonight. I hope you leave with some helpful tips and honestly, just maybe a renewed excitement for this aspect of the business. Sorry, I'm clicking and it didn't move. Okay, so first I want to start with a little story. When Abby and I were talking about this call, one of the questions that she just kind of presented to me just to get my brain spinning was, why is duplication important? And I thought, wow, that is a loaded question in itself because it's just so important. But while I was talking to her, my little one here was in her swing and she was just kicking her legs hysterically, just kicking. But obviously she wasn't going anywhere. And so she might move a little bit, but she's not going to get anywhere by just kicking. And it hit me. I was like, wow, that's exactly what I feel like people may feel like if they're not duplicating. You may feel like you're kicking your legs and you're working, or you're thinking about working, but you're not actually doing anything. She did not want to just sit there. She wanted to swing. She wanted to go fast. And that's what we want to do. We want to move. And so if you're feeling this way, it might be because duplication's missing from your process, or you might need to address some gaps in your process. It may be the push that you need to get moving. So I borrowed this from Emily, my friend, my sponsor, because she told me this so often. So I'm just going to read this to you. It says, duplication starts with you, the leader. Duplication is directly rooted in your belief. Your belief or lack of is evident in your posture and boldness in sharing both the products and opportunity. Your belief will come across in your conversations as well as your posting and branding. Belief and excitement are both contagious. If yours are lacking, go build them. So you'll see throughout this call, because I'm going to share some past conversations and things like that. And so you'll see that really in the beginning, I had to borrow the belief in this opportunity from Emily and from Brittany, because I did not know, I didn't know all the things. I was definitely not an expert at this in the beginning. And so by the end of this call, one of the biggest things I want you to know is you don't have to be an expert to start this and to get the needle moving forward. Borrow belief. You have excitement. That's contagious. Keep your posture bold.
Hey, Haley.
Hey.
Sorry to interrupt, but are you supposed to be on the duplication screen? Or are you trying to click through slides, or are you still on slide 1?
Nope. I'm on a slide that has a pink box that says duplication starts with you.
All right, we're seeing the slide 1.
Oh, you didn't see my picture of Paisley Kate?
Nope.
Why is it doing?
So what if you click the arrows, the bottom right corner? I don't know if that would change anything. And then bottom left corner, I see where it says 1 out of 27. What if you click those arrows?
I can't see that, but I see a button that says resume share.
Okay, do that.
Pause, but it won't let me. It won't let me.
Maybe stop the share and try again. And then let's see if it lets you click through the slides.
Thank you for that. Now it's showing me a whole different window. I'm going to try. I don't know if I should try the first one or this one. I'll try this one. Nope, that's not it. Okay. Try again. That is not what we need to see. Okay, well, anybody want to say something while I pull this right back up?
Emily, you have any thoughts on what she needs to do?
Yeah, Matt can download it, Haley? Have you done that instead of just the share thing?
I have it on Google Slides.
Oh,
Is that not any better?
I don't know anything about Google Slides. So Canva, if you just download, hit the download thing, you can click through that way.
Oh yeah, that's true. I wonder if I can just, all right, I'm going to try this and we'll see if it works. It may not, but we'll see. Can y'all see that?
We can.
All right.
She's one.
It's not perfect, but I'm not going to click anything else. I'm just going to leave it there and go with it.
Okay.
Can you see Paisley Kate?
There's Paisley Kate. Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. We're going to try it this way. Just stop me again. And Brittany, I can see you. So if it's just not working, just give me a sign. All right. So we'll go back to Paisley Kate for just a second. So here's her cute little self in her swing, kicking her legs and not getting anywhere. So maybe that's a helpful visual now. All right. Here is my little quote here from Emily about duplication starting with you and your belief being the key factor. All right, why duplication? Do we see that, Brittany? Good. Okay, why you should go silver and help others do the same. So the number one reason that this is important is accountability. Accountability is the number one thing people need for success. It is so important. People, if somebody is expecting you to be consistent, it is going to help you stay consistent. We have a fantastic community and culture here that is, perfect for accountability. We have all the things you need to stick to your products and to help others do the same. It improves success rates by 80%. Retention is the other reason. 85% of people who go silver will still be using their products a year later. And long-term product use is highly affected by being part of a community along the way. And a high retention rate, your paycheck is going to thank you and your customers are going to get fantastic results. Another reason it's so important is so you can have a sustainable long-term business. When we think about the power of 3, your results, your work is having a compounding effect. So it's not just your efforts that you're getting rewarded for, it is the efforts of the team. And so if you look at the graphic, let's say if you can take your hand and like put your hand over, you know, 1 or 2 of those circles, and you see just one circle, you can see how, well, yes, then you have a deep business, but you don't have a wide business. And so, no, I thought it was on another slide, but it's right here. Make it a habit. If when you make this a habit, you're going to build that wide team. You're not going to sit back and think, well, maybe I should tell so-and-so about the business. Maybe I shouldn't say this. Maybe I, should wait and tell them. No, it's just part of the process. You're just going to execute the process. And so therefore you're going to expose everyone to this system and to duplication. And it's going to pay off big time. It shifts the, not focus, sorry for that typo, shifts the focus from ourselves to others. What are their goals? Do they want to go to Punta Cana? Listen, I'm terrified of trips, but all my friends, they want to go on trips. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to help them earn a trip and I'm going to go, even though I'm terrified. But at the end of the day, I am looking at them and I'm saying, okay, what do you want from this? Do you need $500? Do you need the $300? At the very beginning, and then do we want to go farther? I'm listening to them. You focus on leadership. This becomes a growth opportunity for you and to help you grow others. I love this quote from Zig Ziglar. You don't build a business, you build people, and then you build a business. I hope I'm not talking too fast because I feel like I'm trying to catch up on time, so I'm sorry. Okay. Duplicate the process. So these are the 4 main steps, like kind of the backbone that I feel like I build everything off of when it comes to duplication. So sprinkle the business opportunity, ask them their thoughts, address any fears and objections, and build belief. So with this, and I'm going to show you, sorry, I'm moving this over real quick. I'm going to show you some examples of this too, but I'm also going to have these 4 steps on some slides that are coming. So we'll refer back to these, and I want you to look there again at keep it simple, use the tools, and don't be the expert. When you're just starting and when you're just explaining, or when you're explaining to brand new people that they can do this system, they need to know that they don't have to know all the things and that there are resources they can use. They do not have to feel like they have to be an expert. We have plenty of tools, plenty of resources. So if they're ready to share, you're going to show them the next steps to take. And then if they're not ready, you're going to keep repeating these steps 1 through 4. All right. So we're going to duplicate the process, but we're going to ditch the perfection. So you must take action. And in order to take action, you have to believe that you, first of all, can do this and that you have something to share. So if you spend all of your time trying to be like someone else and looking at her or her or her, whoever, I promise you the needle is not going to move forward like you want it to. The process is going to be slower than you would like. It's good to focus on growth and to expect growth, but you must believe that you, just as you are now, and that your prospects and customers have something to currently offer. I love this quote. Abby and I are quote sisters, I guess, because I love a good quote. Go and love someone exactly as they are, and then watch how quickly they transform into the greatest, truest version of themselves. And also on this too, a lot of times I think we get into an overthinking mode, and we feel like we're taking action, but we might not be. And a lot of times that is because we want things to be perfect, when instead imperfect action so much better than no action. And I think you'll see that on some messages I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, so next steps. If they are open to sharing, then what? Above all, be excited, but not so excited that you sound desperate. And desperate, I mean, you can definitely be excited without sounding desperate, obviously, but you just don't want them to feel like everything depends on them. Like, I'm so excited they're here and I can't wait to see their journey, but whether or not they decide to run or not, or whatever they decide, like I'm going. So I'd love for them to come, but I'm not dependent on them. That puts too much pressure on people. Nobody wants that. Keep it simple. Then you're going to encourage them to reach out. This can look several different ways. You're going to give sample wording. We have some of that for you coming. That can be social media messages, texts, phone calls, posts, stories. I normally kind of talk to people about this to start with, because some are much more comfortable with a post, some are much more comfortable with messages. Obviously both are great if they can do, several different ways, but that just needs to be a conversation between you and them. The third thing is highly encourage them to send replies to you, their sponsor, for guidance with responses. So screenshot. Sometimes I've had both responses here, like some people are so thankful, like, thank you so much for helping with these replies. But then some people also are kind of like, well, you don't think I can do it? And I'm like, no. So I just want to clarify, if your sponsor asks you for screenshots or for messages, it is not because they don't think you're capable. It is just because we want to free up brain space and let you keep talking to people so that you can have help with your replies. So it's always, I love when somebody just blows my phone up. But we all apologize. I'm sorry for all the questions, but no, that is great, because along the process, you're learning the whole time. So instead of trying to just digest so much at one time, it's just starting and learning along the way. And I also added on here, if you have a brand new level 3 that is sharing under a brand new level 2, just help them both. And let your level 2 know that it's okay that the level that you need to help them with both for a minute. It is going to be some hand holding, but once they understand, then they'll know it like the back of their hand, like you do. Step 4, you're going to walk them through the recruitment process. Number 5, show them how to start the process with a new join. Okay, this is a flow chart of my exact process and what this looks like. So I'm just going to let this kind of sit here for a second and go through it. Not too long, but a little bit. Sorry, I think I have to get a sip of water. My throat is itching. Okay. So when you get a new join, or your customer gets a new join, and this is exactly what they'll do too. So maybe this is clear. I hope so. If you have questions about it, you're welcome to ask afterwards. So you'll add them to Freedom Team, do a welcome post, and add them to Plexus Freedom Wellness Community. This is any join. You're going to begin the customer care system in Plexus Freedom Team, schedule a welcome call with the sponsor. Then if they're open to sharing, you're going to go to the yeses. And if they're not, you're going to continue with the customer care system and what I say, my steps 1 through 4. Sprinkle the business opportunity, ask them their thoughts, overcome their fears and objections, build belief. Now, if they are ready to share, right here, can y'all see I don't know if you can see my cursor, but right underneath yes, where it says continue customer care system, help with first post, reach outs and responses, set realistic expectations. Those are what I would say to basically when someone's just starting, like if they want 3 joins, they're not sure if they want to do more, that kind of thing. Now, someone that's aiming beyond silver, these 3 on the side are more of what I start implementing with them. So the Silver and 6 series, Plexus 101, and then help them with that implementation. Keep them plugged into our community and culture. And really that should have gone down here because I would do that even if they were only wanting 3 joins, but build relationships, belief, and skill set in all 4 pillars. So I hope you can kind of see that it's okay if people want to go silver and that's what they want to do. But if they want to go farther, then those are the steps they would also need to be taken after that. So I hope that's helpful. Sorry, my throat is itching. Okay. Don't let all these numbers kind of look crazy, but I wanted to show you a sample of what this looks like in action. This is a timeline kind of a few level 1 leaders on my team. So I'm not including silvers, that just hit silver and decided that that's, you know, all they want to do, that kind of thing. This is not just a bunch of silvers on here, but these are what I would consider some leaders on my team. So Katie and Natalie with the yellow dot beside them, I want you to look at theirs. They are the two that I have that I reached out to them in 1 month and they started sharing in the same month. Everybody else, it was a month, like not a month, it was months or years of this process. Now, could that have been sped up? Yes, I know more now, you know, so I mean, it may not have. I might could have done things way better and it still would have taken that long. But I could have done some follow-up things better, that kind of thing. So I'm not telling you that that's exactly how maybe it would have gone, whatever, but this is what it's looked like for me. And everybody's journey is going to look different. So if yours looks nothing like this, that's totally fine, totally fine. But this is what mine has looked like for a few of my girls. So again, Katie first reached out January 2021, and she started sharing January 2021. Natalie, March 2023, started sharing March 2023. So go back to Courtney though. I reached out to her when I first started in January 2021 too, but she did not start sharing until April of 2023. And you can kind of look at the others, Ashley 2021, and then May of 2021. So Courtney, she's making me laugh. All right. Now, this is nothing against that person if they, you know, didn't want to start then. That's totally fine. That's definitely not what I'm trying to show here. I just want you to see that you have to continue the process and that a lot of times it comes to fruition, even if it takes a long time. Randy and Reagan actually joined when I started back in 2021, and then they tried the products, decided to kind of take a step back from the products, and then they actually came back though for the business in 2023. So, all right, this is an example. I'm going to show you Katie and Courtney because their journeys were very different, and just show you how I implemented this process with two very different journeys, basically. So Katie, I reached out about a Zoom event, asked her thoughts after the event, addressed concerns and questions, built belief in the products and opportunity. She enrolled for the products, but she was not ready to sell just yet. That was her wording that she used. I went back and looked at some messages. I went down memory lane a little bit, and she said she wasn't ready to sell. I'm so sorry. So since she was not ready to sell, I repeated steps 1 through 4. Continue to sprinkle belief in the business and products. You can see the things there that I did. Asked her thoughts about the products and the information I had given her. Address concerns and questions, continue to build belief. Okay, I'm going to show you some simple messages, but I want you to also realize how imperfect this is. Like, I really don't want to show this, but I'm going to. None of this was perfect wording, no fancy wording. I would say things differently now, but just the fact that I continued the process gave her the information she needed and gave her the confidence to jump in. So here's where I reached out about the Zoom. I keep thinking y'all can see my cursor, but I don't think you can. Next, I shared another Zoom event with her about the business opportunity. So the first one was about the products, and the second one was, oh, you can see it. Okay, cool, thanks. So this one was a different Zoom about the business specifically. So there have been lots of in-between conversations. And I edited a couple of things on here and didn't save it in Google. So sorry, I'm getting a little, there was something I needed to add there, but it's okay. All right. So she did end up joining for the products, and she has said that she isn't wanting to share. And she said she's wanting to get herself in line, but she also wouldn't mind being able to pay for what she's ordering. Okay. So that tells me, and even if she didn't say that, that I just need to keep following up. Overcoming objection. So that's what this part of the process actually looks like in action. She said what's concerning her is not having the knowledge to share. So I addressed that objection. I'm not going to read the whole thing for time's sake, but you can, and it is not a great reply, but it worked. I basically told her, you don't have to know everything. I've asked Emily a bazillion questions. Anything I'm not sure of yet, I go to her. Voice clips about our community. So y'all, I had just started this like 2 weeks before I sent this to her, and I'm trying this voice clip thing out. If you haven't sent voice clips, you should try it. I was not comfortable doing that at all, but that's what the successful people told me to do. So I tried it. All right, so here's when she says she's ready. Let's do it. Sorry, I keep moving this because I forget that it's just scrolling. Okay. She said, let's do it. We had talked about mindset a little bit in our community. And then she decided to reach out. And I want to show you here, just celebrating some wins. She had one that turned her down, and just letting you see the realness of this, that she had one that, she had one that turned her down, and just addressing that, like, no, that's fantastic. Look at everything that you have done and how well it's gone. So celebrating those small wins. Okay. And then Courtney, I reached out in January 21. She started sharing in April 2023. Same 4 steps. I'm just going to let you glance at that so we can keep going. And then here's what it looked like when I followed up with her a little bit. So I went to the event in Savannah. So I came home talking to her about that. You'll see that in a second. Sent her some Zoom events, asked her thoughts, addressed her concerns and questions, built belief in products and the opportunity. I told her my personal story, sent testimonies. She wasn't ready for the product or the business. She was open. She was very nice to listen and all the things, but she wasn't ready for it then. Therefore, I kept repeating steps 1 through 4 throughout 2021, 2022, and part of 2023. And then she joined in March of 2023 for the products and the business. Now she is a senior gold. And so this is what a few conversations with her looked like. So this was a business-focused reach out. Hey, my friend, I know you're super busy, but wanted to share just in case you were interested. And I talked about something we had talked about before with her working at the school. Didn't know if she was going to be able to do that, but I told her that she maybe, this might be something she would want to look into. Sent her that Zoom. I followed up after that, and I kind of addressed her objection, did not do a great job with that. And then sprinkled the business after going to the event in Savannah. So got back and told her, hey, again, I told myself I didn't want to drive people crazy. Like these messages are so funny. So don't worry if they're not perfect. Don't worry. But just told her about how great our community is and how much she would love it. Okay. And then her reply is that she didn't feel like she could dedicate the time yet. So again, objections, totally normal. I sent her the triplex video when she did start asking a little bit about the products, and followed up, and then invited her to a Zoom event. And then, sorry, I can't see my whole thing here. We did meet up and talk. We talked in person, and she joined for the business in March of 2023. Okay, so once you get someone sharing, do not abandon the task that it took to get them to this point. Make it a habit to keep reaching out. If they go quiet, it's okay. Reach out to them, ask them questions, ask their concerns, their thoughts, learn about them, get involved with their life. Just be a good friend. Do not think just because, they're not asking you all the things that they're not interested anymore. Celebrate their wins, focus on small wins, point out the positives, continue to build belief in the products and the opportunity. When people do go quiet, don't panic, but be a good friend. Aside from plexus and with plexus. Don't assume the worst, but assume the best. Don't ask tons of questions, but do ask some questions. Don't get defensive. Listen carefully. Don't set goals for them, set goals with them. Don't overlook their obstacles. Don't let them tell you, they don't have enough time, and you just say, okay, like we can figure this out. Don't overlook obstacles, but also don't kind of pretend that they're not a problem either. Like if an obstacle is a problem for that person, then it's a problem. Like it is a very real thing for them. You may not feel like that's a problem for you, but if that is something they're struggling with, that is important that you don't discredit that and you find a way to help them through it. Help them prioritize and make a daily schedule. So that's one thing I've seen to be helpful lately, not only with myself, but with a lot of my girls too, is with the time that they have, taking the things that are most important, with this business and actually putting it in pockets of their day. So a few of them have sent me their daily schedule, and we've said, okay, so I can put this here, we can put this here, we can put this on the, to listen to on the way to work, and just helping them figure out what's the most important and where to put it has been very, very helpful. All right, top 5 tips. Take messy, imperfect action. Keep building your belief. I still listen to Diamond Docs all the time. Like, I will never stop building my belief, because there are days when, there's hard days. It's just like anything else. Things are hard, and you need to keep reminding yourself why this is important for people and why this is life-changing. Keep growing and learning. Take consistent action and form good habits. Number 5 has been the biggest, I want to say game changer, but I'm still working through it. So it hasn't completely changed my game yet, but I'm working on it. It's going to. It's so intriguing to me. And even with our kids, like, I'm finding that even like an attitude can be a habit, like how they respond can be a habit, how I respond can be a habit. So whatever your default reaction is to things, really take a second and evaluate that and form good habits. I love this quote: if you depend on motivation, you've already lost. Build habits and systems stronger than your feelings. Okay, last slide, other than some resources that I'm just going to let y'all, I'll scroll through them, but also you can just go back and look at them later. So this quote is talking about our Christian walk, actually, our walk with Christ, but it applies to anything, in my opinion, that is worthwhile. It says, no man in his wits would choose to go to the gallows, because it is a smooth, pleasant way to it, nor refuse the offer of a palace and a throne, because it is a rough, dirty way to it. Yet such absurdities as these are men guilty of in the concerns of their own souls. Matthew Henry. If it's worth it, and it is, you will be willing to do the uncomfortable things. And listen, the enemy knows that if you are speaking life into people, then he doesn't want that. And so it's not going to be the most pleasant road to all the good things, anything worthwhile to me. If you think about it, I even wrote down a few things, because there's another quote: the road to success runs uphill, but also the road to parenting well runs uphill. The road to being a good friend and focusing on others runs uphill. The road to a good marriage runs uphill. The road to financial freedom runs uphill. So you can see all these good things. The path may not be easy, but it will be worth it. Know where you're going and why, and you will be willing to go through the things that are uncomfortable along the way. You will grow more than you thought possible, and you will show others their own great potential. All right. So at the end of this, like I said, I'm not going to say all this, but it's here if you want it. Some of the things that I talked about, if you kind of said, okay, well, how do I build my belief? How do I actually do that? Where do I go to get this stuff? Here you go. If you want Zoom events, team calls, guides, Silver and 6 series, look at Plexus Freedom Team. If you need belief in the products, Gut Health and Happiness Group. I said I wasn't going to read it, but here I am. I did want to say this though, too. Learn about gut health, at least just in general, somewhat. It'll build your belief like crazy in the products. This is a website you might want to look at. Brooke Hemingway. She is a very, very famous name in Plexus world. And this is her husband, Thomas Hemingway. And he has some books on there and things like that that are really interesting. The opportunity, there's where you can go for that, and community and accountability. There are some sample messages for helping your friends reach out. Connect, be authentic, share your excitement and why you thought of them. So you can use those. And then this is a sample message for Zoom events. So, and these are normally when we have a Zoom event, these are posted with the event, like in the comments. So just be sure that you look there, and you can normally have some sample wording, but I just wanted to put one here in case you wanted it here. Here are some resources for addressing objections. Just several. If you go in Plexus Freedom Team and you type in some of these keywords, here are a couple of things you can find. Same thing with welcome calls. Super important. There are some resources if you need them. So I think that is everything. I'm sorry for the technical problems, but yes, I will share the passport. The passport. I am ready to go. Not a passport. I will share the PowerPoint. Yes. All right. I'm going to stop sharing. Make sure I do this correctly. Okay. I think I did it. All right. It's 9:40. So guess we're good.
Haley, it was
Yeah.
so good. That was, girl, you went above and beyond. Seriously, that presentation was perfection. And you'll have to go back and look at the chat, but people loved your examples. They loved, seeing the system that you're using. Just putting, the wordings in there, that was so helpful. And then the timelines, right? I think we see leaders out there getting all these joins and getting all these rank ups thinking, why are they moving so quick? How are they doing that? But we were able to see your timeline and how your consistency and follow-up and caring about people and asking good questions and hearing your people, like that is what is bringing you the success. And then also you're building your belief every day, and that's why you're also getting success too. So you did a phenomenal job, Haley. Thank you for sharing with all of us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions before we jump off? All right. Well, you must have covered it all then, Haley.
All right. Good deal. All right. Thank you so much.
Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.